Hello, welcome back. I'm Julie Samaco, owner of Southern Charm Wreaths, where we teach you the art of wreath making and faux floral designing. Today we're going to be making a buffalo plaid inspired winter wreath. So we've got, we're on YouTube and we are on Facebook and we are on Instagram. And so welcome everybody into the wreath workshop. I hope you get some inspiration on making a wreath for your own home. All right, so let me make sure I can see everybody's comments. Oh, goodness. And last time I did live on Facebook, they restricted my page. So we'll see how it goes. And it took 24 hours to get it back. So if this happens again, we'll be forgetting that part. Okay, hey Kathy, how are you? So we're over here, we are live. Everything looks good and my sound is working. Let's see. Okay, I was making sure I wasn't frozen. So the first thing I did was I started by adding this sign into the middle of this 20-inch, you could call it a Christmas wreath, PVC wreath, Evergreen wreath. Those are all of the names for them. This is not a kit, so it's just stuff that I had laying around and thought I would put together a quick little winter wreath idea. So, you know, when Christmas is over, I know some of you are probably thinking, well, Christmas isn't over, but when it is, you're going to want something on your door because it's going to look a little bit, you know, naked without a wreath on it. So I thought we could put some kind of winter wreath idea on the front of the door, okay? So this is the 20-inch evergreen wreath. I've already taken the time to fluff it. I got this sign from Personalize It by Pam on Etsy. And so I found this ribbon that matches pretty close to it. And then also I found this plaid ribbon that I thought just didn't want to necessarily do buffalo plaid because it's got buffalo plaid on the back of the red ribbon. But I thought that this really coordinated well with the design. So let me move my camera so it doesn't show the back of my phone. There we go. So that's what I've done first. The other thing we're going to be using is mesh. So this is Deco Mesh, 10-inch. All right, and it's plaid. That's okay, Kathy. If you can't watch now, you can always watch the replay. And if you're watching this on replay, make sure to put hashtag replay so that I can see that you're watching the replay. Comment, tell us where you're from, and have you finished your Christmas shopping? Is that even a thing? Do we ever just finish? Sometimes we're always adding things at the last minute. All right, at least I do. So that we've got plaid. It's gray and red, and it's going to match our ribbon that's gray and red, and it's going to match our sign that is gray and red. I've already cut these, but I'll show you what we'll do, and I'll give you all of the measurements. So the next thing I'm going to do from here is cut our mesh. Just roll it out on your mat, or you can use scissors, and you don't need a mat, but you're just going to roll it out. I use a rotary cutter that is made for cutting fabric, and it just really works cutting the mesh pretty good. All right, so that's what we've done, is cut our mesh into 10-inch strips. So this is a 20-inch wreath, so I'm using 10-inch mesh and cutting them 10 inches long, all right? So hopefully that will give you some ideas on scale. So once I have that cut, I'm going to go through and I'm going to just roll the edges under and then just squinch it together. And I'm going to lay these inside of the wreath. Let me show my table. And using these needle ties or the pine ties that are already on the wreath, I'm just going to secure it in. All right, so I'm going to go work my way around this, doing it you know, sort of back and forth, you know, a little bit back and forth. I'm not sure how many we're going to use because this is a smaller wreath. I don't do too many of these smaller wreaths. You know, it's nice if you're selling on Etsy to have some that are a little bit smaller in size than always the big, you know, large ones. right, so we're just gonna keep going all the way around. So everybody got their tree up? Who waits till the last day? I know I used to go to work with somebody who would do their tree on Christmas Eve. And I'm like, that's some pressure, man. Not only do you have to get ready for Christmas, you know, because Santa's coming, but you also have to decorate the tree. I mean, even if the tree is just only lights and, you know, family ornaments and stuff, it still would be, that's a lot. It'd be a lot for me anyway. And y'all need to help me decide what to make for Christmas, our Christmas dinner. I can't decide. Usually we do like, what do you call that? Tenderloin, beef tenderloin. Is that what it's called? Yeah, beef tenderloin. Oh, they're so expensive. And it's one thing if you have, you know, your small family of 4, 5, but we're going to have 12. And so I'm trying to not spend, not use that, not make that, because I think that was just going to be like, that's going to be way, way too expensive for just one piece of the meal. So I'm like, I don't know what else to make. We like to do, I'm very like stuck in like ham is for Easter and turkey is for Thanksgiving. And I know that that's not true. Like everybody does their own thing. I know you can have ham for Christmas, you know, I know that, but that's not what I want to do. I wanted to save ham for Easter. So I just don't know. Maybe I'll do pork tenderloin. I know that's probably going to be a little less expensive and don't really do pork any other time of the year. I know, isn't that crazy to think like that? I know that. I'm not a normal person. I admit. Deli sandwiches and homemade soup, says Nan. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds good for like Christmas Eve when have to get to church, you know, you want something quick. We usually we go all out for our Christmas Eve dinner. Okay, all I'm doing is just attaching these around, they're not even evenly spaced. I'm just eyeballing it. I'm trying not to cover up my sign. Taco bar. That one does sound easy, doesn't it? And good. But I don't know, tacos, we have that too much through I was trying to do something special. Charcuterie board. Now, I can get behind that. So we do that on Christmas Eve. We go to church, so we get back and we just graze on a charcuterie board before bed. Enchiladas. Candace, I bet your husband would eat enchiladas all year round, no matter what time of the day or year. If he likes Mexican like I do, it doesn't matter. You could have it every day. My husband's like that with Italian. He could have pasta every day. Not me. I don't like that. I like it, but not that much. Baked steak. Now that's interesting. I don't know if I've ever heard of that. Baked steak for 12, is that a possibility? Crab boil. Ooh, now we're talking. That would be. Oh, my mom's allergic to shellfish. Okay, see? Okay. You got to think about all that, right? Barbecue on Christmas Eve. Standing rib. Okay, now that's something. I've not done that one before. I'll do one more over here. So it looks like we're going to be using about 20 of these. I estimated right. So do you decorate, so do you have a staircase garland that y'all decorate? Or staircase that you decorate with garland, I should say? That's the last thing I need to do on my decorating to-do list. And maybe put up one more tree. And that would be tree number, I lost count, 13 or 14. So for this season, not all in my home. We have 3 here at the office. I'm thinking about putting up one more tree. But then I start thinking about taking it down. I'm like, it's so close to the season and you're going to be taking it down pretty soon. All right, I'm just going to fill this one in right here because I have it cut. So we did 20 all the way around. It's going to unravel and I don't worry about that so much. So you can see that it's gray and red. Gray and red. So now I've got my ribbon and I've cut 20 of these. All right, so the something's scratching. Let me fix that. We've got 20 streamers of our 2.5 inch. So 2.5 inch wired ribbon. I've cut them 12 inches long. And then we have 1.5 inch wired ribbon, and I've cut these 10 inches long. So we've got 2 of these, and I'm going to lay them on top of each other, just like this. Pinch it in the middle. And then just lay it somewhere on the wreath. I'm not going to necessarily say do it on top of all of the loops per se. But I'm just adding them in, and then when I put it in, I separate them. Let me see if I can get that. I liked the black and white ribbon because it just felt like a scarf, like a flannel. So you can see that here it is. I added it, and then I put it in with an X, like I separated it out, fanned it out is what I'm trying to say. And I'm just going to go through and add these. So let's see, we'll do one. And then this is sort of closer to the outside of the wreath. And now I'm going to do one probably closer to the inside. But how close? Do I do it here? Let's do it here. Okay, and that right where that inside, towards the inside of the wreath, I'm now going to work my way out towards the outside. I'll do one more and I'll show you what I mean. If your wreath starts to, the mesh starts to ravel on you, just wait until the end. And then you could cut all those little loose pieces off. So let's go towards the inside here. The reason the black is smaller, I just was trying not to make it look so dark. Okay, where do we want this one? Trying to space them out enough. So you could see, I may move some of these around, but you could see how they are just starting to fill in that side of the wreath. anybody else glad it is Friday? May not have cut enough of these. Let's move them out. The mesh is 10-inch. I only use 10-inch mesh. Okay, I did not space out these enough, so let me move. Let's see, I don't want to be too much ribbon. I mean, I love ribbon and all. Let's go ahead and move this one. Okay, I may cut a couple more pieces. Let's do the rest. We'll do 2 more down here. Okay, I've done most of the outer ring, and now let me just go through and look at the inner part of our wreath. I think I like these together and not separated, so let me go and put that back. Okay, so we need at least 4 more. So we've got 1, these are 10 inches. Three, 4 of our warm plaid, and 4 more of our reversible 2.5 inch. 2, 3, 1 more. So those were 12 inches. I'm going to dovetail. I need to get my nails done. They are so long. I hate crafting with long nails. Okay, so we've got 4 of these. Dovetail. If y'all are new and you're wanting more information on wreath making, head over to our website, southerncharmwreaths.com. southerncharmwreaths.com, just scroll down and we've got some more information for you. We have a blog with information, more tutorials. We also have our wreath making one-on-one course. a lot of times some people, you know, haven't seen any of my other videos and they're questioning a lot of things that we've covered in the past, and that probably get a lot more information than what we cover right here in this video. All right, we've got that one added. Probably, let's see, do I want all of this used? I'm just going to do one more right here. Let's move this one over a little bit. Okay, so I've got my ribbon added, and this is where the fun part begins. Because now we get to, y'all can keep it like this if you want, okay? So you don't have to do anything else if you don't want to. And here's where I say go through and cut these if you need to. Just pull them off. So right now, if you wanted to keep it right here like this, you could. But I'm going to put it up on my easel behind me, right behind me. So this is the wreath that I taught our Wreath Making of the Month Club members how to make. It's a really pretty Valentine's Day wreath in the new Pantone color of the year, which is magenta. We started out as that with the inspiration. Turned out super, super pretty. I was loving it. Let's see, that's gonna balance right there. Okay, let's put this up on our easel. Move that. Let's see, I'm gonna try to make sure everybody can see it. So I'm gonna move my camera just a little bit over on Instagram. Now, we're going to add some greenery. Y'all know I like to add flowers and greenery and things like that. So I pulled over some of the things that I think would be pretty. So keeping in mind that this is a winter wreath, I thought we needed to lighten up the wreath a little bit with some flocked pieces. So we've got some flocked pieces that we can add in. And I'm just going to divide. Oh, these are big. I might just use one stem. I've got my glue already heated up. And all I'm doing is just dividing these. Remembering the size of my wreath, so we don't need a lot of length for this wreath. Okay, let's see how much length. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, all I'm going to do is take and add these into the, making sure I'm gluing onto the wreath part. So I'm going to go, here's one. And then I might have cut some of these a little too small now that I'm looking at it. All right, so here's one. We're going to come over here on the opposite side and do another one. Okay, and I'm going to go to the top over here on the left, my left. And then opposite to the right. Okay. And then just working my way around the wreath. to redo that one. It felt like it glued to the mesh instead of the wreath. I want it to glue to that wreath. I'm trying not to make this too Christmassy, but more wintry. Okay, so now I'm just going to fill in. I'm going to do one over here. Make sure it's evenly placed. Maybe one right over here. And then I'll turn it around and show you what we have. So you can see how we've gone all the way around, pretty much evenly spaced. And now I'm going to do some on the inner part of the wreath using the shorter pieces. Try not to get that to stick straight up. That mesh is pushing it straight up. Okay, just a couple more pieces up there. And then we'll move on. This is a 10-inch sign that we're working with.
Here's what I found.
Oh goodness. Don't you love it when your watch does that? Okay, now let me move this one. Have it go up, away from that sign. Okay, so we've got a little bit of that color on the inside. And now what I'm going to do is move over to a different greenery. I like the different greens. There's one that's got a different frosted to it. It's more frosty and not blocked. So it looks icy. It's also a different color green, which brings out the lime green in the previous. So when you're choosing your florals, make sure to pay attention like to the greenery, all the different colors. Like green comes in different shades and hues. So I like to look and pay attention to all of that when I'm choosing my color. Sometimes the blue or green looks better than the you know, the darker green, and then sometimes the yellow green looks better. In our Wreath of the Month Club, we talk about that. We go through all of the things to consider when you're choosing greenery, the color, the shape. All right, now I'm just going to fill in on the sides, right where in between where we had already added.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Why is my watch doing that?
Interesting question.
I'm having a conversation with my watch that I don't want to have. Okay, so you see how I'm going in between each one of these. This is just gonna give it a little bit of sparkle, but not too much, you know, not like a gold or a silver. It's an iridescent. Okay, we just need a couple more. And then I'll turn it around. I don't think I'm going to do any of these in the center of the wreath. If I do, they're going to be very, very small. I don't think I'm going to have enough. Okay, so we've gone all the way around the outside, right? All the way around the perimeter. It's also extended the length of the wreath a little bit, hasn't it? Thanks, Barb. I'm glad you are watching us for your first time. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. Where did I get my flocked greenery? I purchased that one wholesale. Kit link. Yeah, we don't have a kit for this one. This was just me making something fun. Okay, let's see, this way. Now, the inner part of our wreath, I'm just going to take maybe really smaller ones, or like little teeny ones, just to give a little sparkle on some of that dark green. Maybe one more. I think that's actually, let's see this one. That's pretty. Okay, so the next thing, I have a couple of things. I'm not going to add too much more. There's no room for ornaments. So also to me, ornaments feels like Christmas, and I'm trying to stay away from the Christmas look. I have these red berries that look real fun. So I think I'll add these. So these are snow-covered berries. You know, I feel like berries work for winter wreaths. You see winter berries in nature, right? In winter, after Christmas. So I feel like it would work in a winter wreath. All right, we're just going to add these throughout. Again, back and forth. Let's see if I can get one right here. I need to come up here. Let's go over here. So you see how I'm just working back and forth, adding these. And you might not be able to see them on camera, but they do look really cute in person. Let's do a couple over there. Are you gonna stay or not? You know what else would be a really pretty winter wreath? I need to do that next. A cardinal wreath. Let me go back and check this one. Okay, I'm going to redo it. Let's see, anywhere else that we want to add? Maybe back here. And then right here's good. Let's put these actually on the inside. So that was one stem. That just adds another texture. Barbara, after the video's over, you can come back to the page and watch it from the beginning. But that's just adds more texture and more snowy look. I like it, brings out more of the red, so it'll pop on your front door. Okay, the next thing that I'm not sure if I'm going to add yet or not. These aren't snowflakes. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see. But they remind me of snowflakes. I think I'm going to divide it in half or shorter. Let's see if I go behind everything. Nope. That does not do it for me, so I'm not going to put that in there. I'll have to put that back in the bag. All right. But what we could do is, if you want to fill in any more, so if you see some of your greenery showing and you don't want it to show, you could come in with little pieces. So this, again, this is a eucalyptus, which is, you know, used for year round, but you can fill in, and it's a very pretty green. It's a frosty green. It's not a, it's a different green than the wreath. So I've been using this bush back and forth for a couple of wreaths. So I'm just going to snip off a little bit of it and push, insert these in throughout, just giving another little texture. The reason I didn't do the other ones that look like a snowflake is it just was too much. It was taken away from...
I'm not sure I understand.
Why are you doing this to me? Watch. It was just taken away from all of our pretty color on our ribbon and our mesh. Okay. Just moving around the wreath. I'll do some on the other side, back here. I'm going to cut one of these out. It's a little bit too much on this one, so I'm just going to trim one little part out of it. There. I think that's it, y'all. I can put this right there. Let's get our ribbon over here. So now is when I go through and I just adjust all of the ribbon, you know, so you can see it. I just was trying to keep this wreath short, compact and small, not huge. Just a little something. Sometimes you want something on your door for after Christmas. And you know, Christmas is where you go big, right? But sometimes my customers want something a little bit less. Or a little smaller. All right, pretty. Love it, love it, love it, love it. You guys, thank you so much for joining me. Again, if you like this video, make sure to give me a heart or a thumbs up and follow so that you can see the next time we do a live and teach you the art of a wreath making. Let's see if I missed any questions. I think I got it all. You guys are so amazing. Thank you so much for the hearts. Yeah, I try to answer questions as much as I can if I see them when I'm making them. Thanks, Queenie. Thank you so much. Thanks, Little Stuff on YouTube. You guys, thanks so much for